Newsline brings you factual, credible, and balanced information from all parts of Liberia and the continent. Join us Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. and start your day with our balanced and sensational morning news. Our interesting afternoon news comes on at 12 p.m. with updated and fascinating news stories, while the 6 p.m. news rounds up all the happenings of the day to satisfy your curiosity. Join our versatile and credible news team Monday to Friday on Kear Radio 95.9 FM. The first, I told you now, I think.
From the News and Current Affairs Department here at Kear Communications Network. A pleasant good evening and welcome to Kear Newsline. Today is Tuesday, January 7, 2025. I'm Jefferson Weir, anchoring the 6 p.m. edition of our news magazine program. Top stories will follow tonight. Members of Minority Bloc finally returns to regular session under the gavel of Representative Richard Cohen. Bloc's chairman Musa Ability attributes decision to Supreme Court's refusal to interpret its previous ruling. Senate Staffers Association threatens shutdown of legislative activities. Failure for the Senate legislature leadership to pay their benefits for the just ended extra sitting. But the Senate leadership expresses dismay, vowing to meet up with its obligation. Police preliminary investigation uncovers criminal intent by unknown men to destroy the joint chambers of the House of Representatives. Police RG Gregory Coleman attributes such criminality to differences between lawmakers. In foreign news, Senegal and Chad have reacted strongly to remarks by French President Emmanuel Macron about African countries being ungrateful over France's role in helping fight militant jihadist insurgencies. The details of all these stories, the voices of the newsmaker, a full bulletin of news, plus fools the passion of life are all packaged in this edition. But first, Mariam Majalo set the pace for full bulletin. Good evening, Mariam.
Good evening, Jefferson. We are and good evening, Liberia. Following months of political battle at the House of Representatives, members of the embattled Speaker Fanati Kofa Black have somersaulted their decision not to attend session under leadership of Richard Cohen. Addressing reporters on Tuesday, the head of the minority bloc in Nimba County District 7, Musability, said members of embattled Speaker Fanati Kofa Block have agreed to sit under the gavel of Representative Richard Cohen, head of the majority bloc. Representative Bellity pointed out that the decision of the Rule of Law Legislative Caucus was triggered by the Supreme Court refusal to clarify its last ruling concerning the current impasse at the lower house. He further disclosed that the members of Mbato's Speaker Kofa bloc plan to use the return of session to resolve their differences through legislative interactions. According to the Nimba County District 7 lawmaker, members of the majority bloc will voice out their objections to the election of a new speaker while there is a legitimate speaker, the suspension of withholding, or some lawmakers' salaries and benefits, among others. It can be recalled the stalemate at the House of Representatives began when some lawmakers under the Banner Majority Bloc initiated a resolution aimed at removing Speaker Funati Kofa, accusing him of corruption, conflict of interest, and bad leadership. The Staffers Association at the Liberian Senate has expressed concern regarding alleged delay by the Senate leadership to pay them benefits for the extended sitting of the third quarter of the 55th legislature. It can be recalled that President Joseph Walker on December 13, 2024, issued a proclamation extending the first regular session of the 55th legislature for a period of 15 days from December 15 January to January 6, 2025. Speaking to reporters at the Capitol Tuesday, the aggrieved staffers claimed that they are yet to receive 1 month benefit due to extended period of service. According to them, such action is unlawful and breaches the tenets of democracy. The staffers at the same time urged the leadership of the Senate to ensure salaries and benefits are paid before January 11, adding that refusal to adhere will lead to the shutdown of activities of Capitol Hill. The Liberian Senate has expressed dismay over allegations from the staffers' leadership that the Senate has refused to pay benefits for the extended extra sitting. Release quotes the Senate as saying that the staffers had previously met the Senate Committee Chairman on Rules and Order and Administration, Senator Blebo Brown, and was informed that the Senate approved extra sitting for all staffers in the 2025 budget. The Senate noted that it is unfortunate that the staffers' leadership, which was informed about the allocation of the fees in the 2025 budget, will resort to public outcry, knowing that the Senate has always made payment for extra sittings since the coming of the new leadership. Despite the outcry, the Senate assured staffers the payment for the just concluded extra sitting will be made during the execution of the 2025 budget. The Liberia National Police preliminary investigation into Capitol building fire incident has uncovered criminal intent by some unscrupulous individuals. Speaking on a local media outlet in Monrovia on Tuesday, Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman said the police investigation has discovered criminal intent by some individuals whose names were withheld to destroy the joint chambers of the House of Representatives. Police IG Como described the act as an unfortunate incident, frowning on those he called honorable for allowing their political differences to prolong the country into chaos and instill fear in Liberians. According to him, these acts do not reflect the dreams and aspirations of Liberians who elect leaders to represent them at the House of Parliament. The police inspector general, however, clarified that at no time were officers at the Liberian National Police assigned at the capital on the night before the fire incident. He noted it is not the responsibility of the police to provide security for the Capitol building, stressing that the police will only act based on intelligence about critical national issues. Government of Liberia, with support from the African Development Bank, is expected to construct a 273 kilometers coastal road on the Bikana-Sano Highway, making the disclosure at Mika regular press briefing Tuesday. Daniel Sando said The construction of the road is in line with President Walker's promise to improve infrastructure and road connectivity across the country. According to him, the Ministry of Public Works will, between January 7 to 16, conduct property identification and socio-economic assessment along the Buchanan-Sano Highway. Meanwhile, Daniel Sander disclosed that the 2024-2025 national budget county sport meet will commence on Sunday, January 12th. He stated that the traditional National Sport Festival will be used as a medium to unite and reconcile citizens. The head of the National Commission on Disability says the commission will need at least 10 million United States dollars as budgetary allocation to adequately provide services initiated programs for persons with disability in Liberia. Samuel Dean disclosed that the National Commission on Disability is faced with doubting financial crisis with its current budget being 727,000. He added that with the 10 million United States dollars budgetary allocation, the Commission will be able to effectively run its activities. Samuel Dean asserted that such amount will be used to implement empowerment programs, provide logistical support and healthcare services, as well as construct better facilities for persons with disabilities. President Walker has ordered a temporarily lifting of the moratorium on the export of heavy metal sand. This decision allows licensed heavy metal sand exporters who had already prepared shipments prior to the moratorium to proceed with export during a 60 days grace period. According to Executive Mansion release on Tuesday, the temporary measure will facilitate the export of heavy metal sand that was already packaged and prepared before the moratorium was imposed. The release noted that after the 60-day grace period, all heavy metal sand exports will be subject to new regulation issued by the Ministry of Mines and Energy. A former student leader at the University of Liberia has vowed to carry out a major renovation on structures of some community residents in Plonko community, Fiama Cinco. According to him, one of those structures undergoing renovation is the one he lived in while attending the University of Liberia. Speaking when he visited the home of a resident in the community Tuesday, Patrick Sovia said the initiative is his own way of giving back to society. According to him, as former student leader of the University of Liberia and residents of Plonka community, life was difficult for him, something he described as sad and drew the attention of other well-meaning Liberians who supported his academic career. Tension is mounting in Vonjama district as a 19-year-old boy, Yakpawolo Mosiame, allegedly died in temporary police holding cells at the Vonjama police station. According to the police investigation, Mosima committed suicide in the cell using the coat he was wearing on Monday, January 6, 2025. Masima was arrested along with four others on December 31, 2024 for the alleged involvement in the gruesome killing of a woman from Dogima town who went missing on New Year's Eve. However, the police have provided conflicting information about the circumstances surrounding Muslima's death in separate room interviews on with different stations in Bonjama City on Tuesday morning. Lofa County Police Commander Bob Jackson stated that Musima was transferred from the police depot to the Central Police Station for his own protection as he was providing sensitive information related to the woman's murder. However, when journalists arrived at the Tilawun Memorial Hospital on Monday evening at 9 p.m., Bosima was pronounced dead, as evidenced by photos from our reporter on the scene. That's the bulletin of news, Jen. It's now back to you for continuation.
Many thanks to Maria Majaro for the news bulletin. It is regularly featured on Kia News Line. Maria returns later with our foreign developments. In case you've just joined us, it's a reminder that you're listening to the 6 p.m. edition of Kia News Line. Today is Tuesday, January 7, 2025. I'm Jefferson. We are anchoring one of the big stories we're following tonight. Members of Minority Bloc finally returned to regular session under the gavel of Representative Richard Kuhn. Bloc's Chairman Musa Belete attributes decision to Supreme Court's refusal to interpret its previous ruling. To this first development, following months of political battle at the House of Representatives, members of embattled Speaker Fonati Kofa's bloc have somersaulted their decision not to attend session under leadership of Richard Coon. Addressing reporters on Tuesday, the head of the minority bloc in Nimba County District 7, Musa Belete, said members of embattled Speaker Kofa's bloc have agreed to sit under the gavel of Representative Richard Nangukun, head of the majority bloc. Representative Belete pointed out that the decision of the Rule of Law Legislative Caucus was triggered by the Supreme Court's refusal to clarify its last ruling concerning the current impasse at the lower house.
The work around the responsibility of these all you having met in the weekend to decided as a block, as a couple, to return to the regular session of the council. Our reasons for return are one, we are waited for the Supreme Court to verify its ruling, but to remove the thus, we must take a different approach to resolve our differences through legislative interaction. Two, we intend to use this legislative engagement to express our objections to the following. A, the election of a speaker, and there is a speaker who was legitimately elected in accordance with the Constitution and our rules. B, the suspension and withholding of salaries of our colleagues in total contravention of our rules. C, the dissolution and reconstitution of all committees in violation of our rules. D, the refusal to release the benefit due to members of the Rule of Law Caucus, which the Ministry of Finance has fully related.
Musa Belete is Nimba County District 7 representative there. The Staffers Association of the Liberian Senate has expressed concern regarding alleged delay by the Senate leadership to pay them benefits for the extended sitting of the third quarter of the 55th legislature. Speaking to reporters at the Capitol Tuesday, the aggrieved staffers claimed that they are yet to receive 1 month benefit due to extended period of service.
The Starbucks Association of the Librarians wishes to express our concern regarding non-payment of benefits owing to us for the extended sitting of the third quarter of the 55th legislature. On December 13, 2024, the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Newman Walker, issued a proclamation extending the first regular session of the 55th legislature for a period of 15 days, December 15, 2024 to January 6, 2025. This extension compels Starbucks to continue providing services beyond the initially stipulated time frame, demonstrating our unwavering commitment to supporting the legislative process and the agenda of the government. The Starbucks Association of the Senate wishes to state that despite this dedication, employees of the Senate have not yet received 1 month benefit due to extended period of service. The Starbucks Association of the Senate is therefore calling on the leadership of the Senate to ensure the full payment of this benefit no later than January 11, 2025. As failure to honor this obligation by the stated deadline will leave us with no other alternative but to peacefully restore our services, which may affect the opening of the Senate on January 13, 2025. Signed, Mr. Eugene R. Ritz, General Secretary, approved Mr. J. Fire Boom.
Today's development, the Liberia National Police preliminary investigation into Capitol building fire incident has uncovered criminal intent by some unscrupulous individuals. Speaking on a local media outlet in Monrovia Tuesday, Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman described the act as an unfortunate situation. He frowned on those he called honorables for allowing their political differences to plunge the country into chaos and instill fear in Liberians.
I speak of the disservice to the Liberian people. It's unfortunate that what happened at the Capitol, is the fact that you're entrusted with so much responsibility by the people to make a representation. Look, our business is all in order. We are not concerned about the ongoing political situation at the Capitol. We are responsible for the rule of law. This particular issue, like I always say, we're not fire investigators. We're criminal investigators. We have established criminal intent in this particular matter, and people will be arrested. People will definitely be arrested. Look, the very constitution that provides that protection for them also states to involvement in felonious crimes. There's absolutely no one in the republic that is immune against that. And the time is right when all of the pieces of evidence are aligned, people will be arrested.
Meanwhile, the police inspector general, however, clarified that at no time were officers of the Liberia National Police assigned at the capital on the night before the fire incident. He noted it is not the responsibility of the police to provide security for the Capitol building, stressing that the police will only act based on intelligence about critical national issues.
Let's make our intervention at the Capitol clear. We only intervene for crowd control, access control during their sittings. And you notice we showed up on Tuesdays and Thursdays because of intelligence. We were never responsible for the protection of the Capitol building. They had their own security. And we don't stay there at night. We only deploy during the day when they all leave. We pull back and their security take charge. Every bit of intelligence pointing toward chaos, violence at the Capitol, and that's why we continue to shoot.
The voice of Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman. The head of the National Commission on Disabilities says the commission will need at least 10 million United States dollars as budgetary allocation to adequately provide services and initiate programs for persons with disabilities in Liberia. Samuel Dean disclosed that the National Commission on Disability is faced with daunting financial crisis, with its current budget being 727,000 United States dollars.
We will need at least $10 million annually to be able to effectively carry on commission because there are a lot of programs that the commission could use. Like for example, empowerment. The commission needs to empower persons with disabilities. We need to build affordable homes. Person with disability need health care. The last time colleague and I was just talking, and I just sent a lot of people to JFK, and I said, go and find this guy. He's the patient advocate, and he will help you. And it's just a problem because person with disability are poor. The last time I also received a report that they came for the body, and they didn't have money to get the body involved. And it was such a spectacle. So I said, no man, you guys just have to deal with that. We're working on seeing how best if we can improve the budget to something that is reasonable. Then we can be able to as well. We, for the first time in the commission's history, and I know we're going to get to that, but since you talk about it, we have managed to have gotten 720,000, which is still enough. To be politically correct, we have to appreciate at least for the first time in the history of the commission, the budget rose to 720,000.
At the same time, the National Commission on Disability Executive Director disclosed his leadership plans to commence the National Disability Registry aimed at keeping track records of persons with disability in the country.
So our plans for this year was based on programs. The Ministry of Finance Development Planning is like, you guys got to show us that you're going to do some programs. The budget is program based. So for the $400,000 that we have for program, we decided I'm going to do something called the National Disability Registry to know our people. Because if we can't help our people unless we know this National Disability Registry. So it's like basically an enumeration to stratify our people, do a disaggregated data, and then be able to like I said, stratify them by gender, age, types of disability, locations, severity of disabilities, so forth and so on. So that's the first thing that we need to do.
Yeah.
And then after we do that, we want to do an empowerment program. Yesterday, so you talked about the empowerment program. Um, has been a thing that has been happening, but unfortunately, that has not really been a success story. Um,
Samuel Dean. Samuel Dean is the head of the National Commission on Disability. In case you've just joined us, it's a reminder that you're listening to Care News Line. My name is Jefferson Weah, anchoring this 6 p.m. edition of our news magazine program. Top stories we're following tonight. Members of Minority Bloc finally returned to regular session under the gavel of Representative Richard Cohen. Bloc's chairman Musa Belete attributes decision to Supreme Court's refusal to interpret its previous ruling. Senate Staffers Association threatens shutdown of legislative activities, failure for the Senate legislature or leadership to pay their benefits for the just ended extra sitting. But the Senate leadership expresses dismay, vowing to meet up with its obligation. As you heard in news, police preliminary investigation uncovers criminal intent by unknown men to destroy the joint chambers of the House of Representatives. Police RG Gregory Coleman attributes such criminality to differences between lawmakers. In foreign news, Senegal in Chad have reacted strongly to remarks by French President Emmanuel Macron about African countries being ungrateful over France's role in helping fight militant jihadist insurgencies. We take another break. When we return, we'll bring you Sports, the Passion of Life. Please keep tuned.
Authentication. Jubilee FC was found to have submitted false documentations in response to the allegation. Jubilee FC President James Nimeni had expressed frustration and disappointment in the LFA for handling the situation in said manner. He stated that his club has always prioritized integrity and fairness within the sporting community, but were misled during the registration process. Nimeni added that the club took immediate action since the issue was raised as a way of rectifying the situation and correcting the wrongs. Excitement is building in Maghibie County as they prepare for the 2024-2025 National County Sports Meet, set to kick off Sunday, January 12, 2025, across different sporting venues. A key highlight for the county is the reported inclusion of Mighty Barrow's talented youngster Kanye, who is set to join the squad. According to sources, Cole's participation in the competition alongside players like H. Weir and Caselo Z is expected to strengthen Mike Gibby's chances this year in the county meet. Though the culture of sports on Kear Radio has not been able to independently verify whether or not the deal with Mighty Barrow Youngstar is confirmed, it is observed that the player sometime last year asked his team to allow him play for the county in the upcoming National County Sports Meet. The largest digital lottery program in Liberia, Radio Entertainment Liberia, is gearing up for an exciting grand final of its flagship promotion, The Second Wise Man. The Second Wise Man is set to take place at the Invisible Sport Park in Monrovia on Friday, January 10, 2025. According to REL, the event will see one lucky winner drive away in a brand new car with over 20 others walking away with cash prizes ranging from 3,000 to 20,000 Liberian dollars. Appearing on our premium sports program, The Culture of Sports, over the weekend, CEO of Radio Entertainment Liberia, Randolph Halligan, shared his excitement about the event, emphasizing that the program goes beyond entertainment by offering a value to Liberians. According to him, they are in the business of changing lives, and the program is now successful in empowering radio stations and expanding their audience base. The media manager for Discovery Sports Academy, Mark Eric Gamoyu Freeman, has clarified that the recent player transfer agreement with FC Fasel is not a collaboration but a legitimate transfer. This comment comes after rumors circulated the media suggesting a partnership between the two clubs for the second phase of the National First Division. Freeman addressed these rumors on the Culture of Sports last weekend, stating that it is against the league regulations for clubs to collaborate within the same competition. He explained that, like other clubs, Discovery simply sold a player, Franklin Bamboo, to FC Fasel for the rest of the season with an agreed transfer fee of 6,000 United States dollars. He emphasized that the club is committed to nurturing talents for professional football, though the club is not keen on selling to local teams in the country. Freeman said they were under pressure to complete the deal due to Vamu's strong desire to move. Well, that's the sports bulletin on Kia News Line, and it's now back to Jeff for continuation of the news magazine program.
Many thanks to Sam Mobile for Sports, the passion of life. It is regularly featured on Care News Line. In more developments, Government of Liberia, with support from the African Development Bank, is expected to construct a 273 kilometers coastal road on the Buchanan-Sino Highway. Making the disclosure at MICA regular press briefing Tuesday, Daniel Santos said the construction of the road is in line with President Waga's promise to improve infrastructure and road connectivity across the country.
Bureau of Support to the African Development Bank is preparing to begin the construction of the 273 kilometer coastal road linking Buchanan, Tesco, and Granville, respectively. The project is aimed at improving infrastructure and road reaching the construction activities that will include environmental and social impact assessment and resettlement action plan. All the studies will be conducted on two sections of the route, on the Channel Central Bridge, which is 75 kilometers, and Stepford Junction to Stepford, which is 1 kilometer stretch. From January 17th to the 8th to the 15th, the Ministry of Public Works will conduct property identification, social and economic assessment, and evaluation on the roads right of way. 75 feet in rural areas and 50 feet in urban areas. Affected property owners are encouraged to participate to show fair compensation and assistance. The grievance redress mechanism, GRM, will be in place to address concerns, promoting transparency. The project is expected to improve road safety, transportation, and economic opportunities along the corridor.
Meanwhile, Daniel Sando disclosed that the 2024-2025 National County Sports Meet will commence on Sunday, January 12th.
A county sport meet shall be held in December. It was postponed to January, and so the sports will be a main factor for all that we as we all know. In light of this, the government has delivered to the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Ministry of Gender Affairs also, is pleased to announce the commencement of the 2024-2025 edition of the National County Sports Meet on January 12th, 2025, for the official kickoff ceremony slated for Dallas Fort, Frank Pittman County. Established in 1956 and has primarily been a platform intended to forge national unity and reconciliation black leaders. In the tournament, there will be two sports categories, football and kickball. And each of these games are expected to be played in the foreign country on 12 January to 18th. Bukele, Bonn, Imana, Bubi, Resident, Israel, Busi, Samuel, Benito, and Bubi in Cape Town, Dallas Sports. Qualifiers from the group stages will travel to Morocco, where the quarterfinal stages will be played in Morocco.
He's Daniel Sando. University of Liberia outgoing president Dr. Al Hassan Conte wants the national legislature to approve 42 million United States dollars proposed for ensuring infrastructure development and conducive learning environment at the university. According to Dr. Conte, the University of Liberia, with over 8 colleges, has competed priorities, adding that the approval of the 42 million United States dollars will help address some challenges at the state-run university.
My project here, I gave a presentation to the Senate Committee on this Income Committee at the university currently needs about 2 billion. That's about out of which we can raise 2.5 billion from its own revenue sources. We have worked with the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning to ensure that the university's remaining budget from the total budget of 35 billion for fiscal year 2024 was implemented on time to meet the expenditures for the rest of the year. Total revenue, including all kind of Nigeria subsidy, was about 35 million. Total expenditure was also about 35 million between January 1 and December 17 cover date. Expenditure included 31.9 billion in personnel costs. It's almost 80% of the money we receive from government goes to personnel costs. The payment of faculty, students, staff. 585,000 in materials, supplies, and services, 2 and 3
Outgoing UL President Dr. Al Hassan Conte. In foreign news now, Senegal and Chad have reacted strongly to remarks by French President Emmanuel Macron about African countries being ungrateful over France's role in helping fight militant jihadist insurgencies. On Monday, Macron said that Sahel states forgot to thank France for its role amid the continuing withdrawal of French troops from West African countries. He said no Sahelian nation would be a sovereign nation without France's intervention that prevented them from falling under the control of militants. Without foreign development, that's how we come to the near end of today's edition of Care News Live. Many thanks to all of you for playing the listening role. Many thanks to our reporters, editors, contacts, and contributors who helped in making this edition a success. Maria Majalo was here with our local developments. Sam Mobile brought you Schools the Passion of Life. Before we leave, a relook of our major stories. Members of Minority Bloc finally returned to regular session under the gavel of Representative Richard Cohn. Bloc's chairman Musa Belete attributes the decision to Supreme Court's refusal to interpret its previous ruling. Senate Staffers Association threatens shutdown of legislative activities, failure for the Senate leadership to pay their benefits for the just ended extra sitting. But the Senate leadership expresses dismay, vowing to meet up with its obligation. As you heard in the news, police preliminary investigation uncovers criminal intent by unknown men to destroy the joint chambers of the House of Representatives. Police RG Gregory Coleman attributes such criminality to differences between lawmakers. And in foreign news, Senegal and Chad have reacted strongly to remarks by French President Emmanuel Macron about African countries being ungrateful over France's role in helping fight militant jihadist insurgencies. Many thanks to you for listening. My name is Jefferson. We are presented. Good night.
This is Amazing Kear Home Health Services. This is a home health agency. We send nurses and home health aides to patients' homes and take care of them, provide medical and non-medical services for them in their homes. So that's what we're doing. This is the office space where the high-end process is rendered.
Also the assisting admin at Amazing Kear. I've been with this company since 2014 when we were making nothing. And we were literally in the basement of our apartment. This is how growth have brought us this far. 2-bedroom apartment, and we were literally using the basement and the garage space to carry on this business. And because of growth, we moved here on 2019, and we've been here since 2019 doing this. And God has been so faithful along the way, and we're still going strong. You can see this is the office of Amazing Kear. We want to welcome the Care Network in here.